All right, well, Linda, happy St. Patrick's Day.
And you too.
Yes, Facebook Friday. Dr. Gordon and Linda coming at you from Southeastern Fertility.
Happy Friday.
Aaron go bra, right?
Yes.
Luck of the Irish, right?
Luck of the Irish.
Indeed. And Christy came by with her whole gang.
She
and
did.
Man, were they dressed up. This
They
is
were.
incredible. I mean, they were decked out and giving out little chocolate eggs. And, you know,
That was the goal.
That was the goal. That's right. Leprechaun gold. Exactly. Right? They have leprechauns in East Tennessee.
I've seen one or two.
There you go. Well, that's right. Well, that's. I'm not going to talk anything about that. Glad you're seeing those things. So a couple of things as we think about a lot of things to talk about here at Facebook Friday. So first of all, I just thought I want to talk about timing a little bit. So
First of all, do you have green hair?
I do. My underwear. No touchy.
I guess what for.
Ultimate trump card. Right. So we were, trying to get ahead of our spring stuff, and so we have a little outdoor, kitchen and stuff, and so turned on the water to the outdoor kitchen. First of all, figured out I had not drained the water appropriately this year for some reason, or maybe it's every year, and I just got lucky the previous year. So it was a ball valve crack, so it turned on the main water, like water sprayed everywhere. So Alyssa's dad's a plumber, so it was fortunate we called him. Yes. So then we had the water on, and then of course we had that cold snap, and I was just like, gosh, timing just wasn't right.
And 3 nights in a row.
Right, exactly. I'm just like, this never happens. This never happens. I mean, here we are mid-March, usually getting some of these 60, 70 degree days, right? And the mercury dipped down. I was like, oh man, my timing is just not right, But so timing is important, right? And we think about
timing is everything.
It is everything, And so first of all, timing-wise, in terms of fertility, sometimes patients are trying to figure out what's the timing in terms of my cycle and how's it all going to work. And sometimes you just don't know exactly, especially when we do these natural cycles, which I know you love, doing those natural cycle frozen and natural cycle IVF. And, it's inevitable, right? You want a short cycle, you get a long cycle. You want a long cycle, you get a short cycle. I mean, that's just the way it is sometimes, right?
And that is why I'd rather have the medicated cycle.
I know you would.
Because I can plan.
I know.
It's not all the unknown.
I know. But then, you have to tough it out on the progesterone and oil shots.
Yeah.
It was tough, man.
Yeah,
Tough. And for some patients, natural cycle is the way to go.
That's true.
Right? And so, just last week we had our patient, actually earlier this week, right? Patient had success with natural cycle IVF, stopped in and we were sort of chatting about her case and about some of the things that they had experienced. And, even there with natural cycle, we were trying to debate, do we do a day 3 transfer? Do we go to day 5? And those timing issues come up too. So it's not just the time of the cycle, but also timing of the transfer. And for some of the patients who have not had success with frozen transfers, sometimes we'll do an endometrial biopsy, which is a little bit controversial in terms of this test called the endometrial receptivity assay, or ERA.
Right.
And that is a test that allows us to pinpoint what day we think the right day is for transfer. And in some of the big studies, there was some controversy whether it really proved to be beneficial or not. But I mean, we certainly
word being think.
Think. Is that think? Do you think? I think. And so, I mean, but it is hard when things aren't happening. You say, well, there must be something that we're not seeing about your case. And so I think it makes sense. I think it's a reasonable test to offer to patients when they haven't gotten pregnant or really thought they had a good shot at that.
Right.
And I think the study came out recently just where they did it on everybody. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you have never done a treatment. Why do you think somehow there could be a problem in terms of your timing and which day to do the transfer and things like that? So,
because overall, there's not a whole lot of patients that end up needing that.
That's right. So again, I think that I think Carlos Simon, who invented the test, he was at Stanford when I was at Stanford. So he was a fellow, and he and his wife were lovely. Come from Valencia, Spain. And then, of course, Carlos invents this test as part of his research, and then he has his own company, and he sold the company for zillions of dollars. And Allison's like, well, why aren't you like Carlos? I said, why don't you marry Carlos?
Yeah.
I'm just a poor old country doctor. Anyway, so that's right. So from Boston. That's right. So timing is important, right? Kind of important. So in terms of timing, then yesterday was a big day in terms of some of the things going on in the office, and so we finally got our chance to be in front of the Farragut Town Planning Commission, and we've been working really hard with them to get the site plan and get everything set, because we are going to be building a building right actually in this empty lot that's sort of off the back of this building, and that'll be great. And then Dr. Keenan will look for a tenant for this building, but we will have a lovely new building, God willing, and
With enough room for
that's right, for not sure. And Linda has her very own special room. This is an artist rendering of the building. So it's so it looks
It's
a beautiful
snazzy.
day. It
Lots of
guarantees
windows.
Always nice weather. See, always beautiful blue skies.
Yes.
Not like today, but that's okay. And is that Linda's car? I don't know. Does it have any dents on it?
Lamborghini, right?
So the timing, Lord knows the time will work out, but it's we're hoping for it. We're hoping for it, right?
I'm looking forward to it.
That's right. So that's going to be really special. We'll do we were thinking about doing it today, but it's sort of raining and gloomy outside, so we'll pick a different day for an actual walk the site visit. So but that's good, because
It's pretty over there right now,
It is.
with the trees in bloom.
Yeah, the Bartlett pears, they were like, if the town planning, you are going to take out those things, right? They're like a invasive species. They're such weak trees, they just kind of split. And they go,
That one that was in my yard did that.
Yeah, they do that. So anyway, so that was good. So the time was great. So this was really exciting. So meanwhile, this week we did everyone filled out their brackets for the NCAA tournament.
Of which a lot of us, meaning me,
A lot of us have busted brackets. That's right, but that's okay. And I'm wearing a Tennessee tie, and but I thought I'd bring this hat. I know it's a terribly dirty hat, but it's the only I could get to. Because,
I knew you'd say something about
Princeton.
Princeton.
Showing support for the Princeton Tigers,
Oh, okay.
who knocked off the number 2 ranked Arizona Wildcats. In a shocking way. I mean, just shocking. Almost St. Peter's-esque type shopping from last year, when the St. Peter's Peacocks knocked off Kentucky.
Yeah.
And busted 99.9% of the brackets across the country were busted. Because you're looking for that perfect bracket, right? You pick that. And so, Dr. Gordon...
Am I still in?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, everybody's still in. It's just a matter of the search for the perfect bracket is just gone, right? I mean, I don't know there are a lot of people who picked Princeton to beat Arizona. Certain people picked Arizona to be in the Final Four.
Oh, that might have been me.
It might have been me too. It might have been me too. And Allison was like, "How can you not pick your own team?" I'm like, what can I say? But go Tigers! Woo! Yeah, there you go. And now Tennessee, that game was. I didn't watch it because we were at the town playing.
I don't do basketball games.
You don't do basketball. I don't know. It was only 3 points.
It was a weird game.
It was a weird game.
It was not as close as the final score.
That's what I thought.
No, it was not.
They got like some, 3 pointers at the very end, and it kind of or something. Why does it?
A guy hit a layup at the very end to make a 5-point. I mean, literally at the buzzer to make a 5-point game, a 3-point game. They did get close. They did get close, but UT was basically in control the whole second half. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next round. These are the early rounds. I mean, and Furman, little old Furman down there near South Carolina. Furman, I mean, Clemson pays Furman to come and play them pretty much every year, and they actually just run the clock the whole game. The clock doesn't stop. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the players literally could leave the field, and the clock would still be running. Because it's just, it's usually not much of a contest. But Furman, way to go, Furman, knocking off UVA. UVA's had some NCAA tournament tough times. I mean, they have. I mean, I think they were the first. They were number 1 that got knocked off by 16. Right, it's the first time that ever happened in history.
But they also won a national championship.
They did, and the next year they came back and won a national championship. So that was earliest exit followed by a championship. I think that was sort of
very very weird.
Yeah, so that's good. Sneaking by.
If I say not this right.
Bye, Desiree. Anyway, and so so that was exciting, and then
He's got his cheat notes.
Oh,
that's right.
sure.
Go home and watch game. Yes, go home. Everybody, go home and watch game. So I think actually those are the major things I was talking about. So I mean, and I guess actually in terms of Princeton, I mean, rooting for the underdog. It's always fun to root for the underdog.
Oh, it is.
And
it is.
And I tell you, as we are getting these betas back, and I look at the results and I look at those pictures of the embryos in the chart, and I'm thinking, wow. I mean, way to go, underdog embryos. That, they're coming out of the freezer and they've been frozen for 15 years, and you say, well, it could have been a higher grade, and the patients are and then they're getting these high betas, and I'm thinking like, oof. So I mean, I'm just saying, you never know, right? And so again, right, you might say, well, Princeton doesn't even show up. Why does Princeton even show up and play Arizona? There's no chance you're going to win, right? Everybody probably thought that, except the players of Princeton. And so again, we do those transfer those embryos that you say other people would have said, just toss them. They're never no good, never going to result in a baby.
And other clinics do that.
Yeah, and then the patient comes in and say, well, maybe the odds weren't great, but they weren't zero. Just like for Princeton, right? The odds were not great. They were going to beat number 2 seed. They did it. Right? They did it.
They did it.
And same here for those embryos. We want to give every chance possible.
That's right.
Right?
Exactly.
That's right. The only embryo that doesn't get you pregnant when you don't put it. So that's good. Anyway, so you don't watch the basketball this weekend now?
No, it's the gym shoes squeaking. I can't take it.
All right.
Yeah.
Just mute it. Mute it and play country music in the
I
background.
can hear it.
Yeah.
I just.
Yep. You just want to drive you drive the new Jeep.
I do.
Yes.
Yes. But I do have to admit.
Does it have new car smell? Did they spray new car smell in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good.
My son didn't make the team when he was in middle school, and I was so happy because I didn't want to go.
You're not going to ask
I
games.
can't stand the gyms and the squeaking. But I did go see my grandson play.
There you go. Well, there you go. Well, you're a good grandma. Well, I hope you enjoy your new car.
I will.
I hope that it stays intact.
I do too, and I hope y'all just don't hit me, okay, please?
You see Lynn drive down the street, just don't hit her.
Don't hit me.
Yeah,
It's not really a target on there.
It's funny, on the doxy calls. I'll have doxy calls from around the country. Patients who and they're like, we just want to come and be your patient so we can see Linda. I'm like, wow. It's like, you don't really care about Dr. Gordon or his Princeton credentials.
No.
That stuff, dude. Stanford, right? We want Linda.
She's our best marketing tool.
Linda, I'm just like, we just love Linda. Yeah, so anyway, everybody loves Linda. It's a new sitcom coming on the WB. The WB is the same word?
I don't know if the WB's around. It's a good question.
All right. So next week, Mark and I we're going to be down in
Yeah.
Florida for the Ligonier National Conference.
Oh, are you?
So we're going to be gone. So we look forward to seeing what you come up with for Friday.
Well, thank you, Dr.
Yeah, if you
Gordon.
No pressure.
No
We're back
pressure.
on Sunday to do all
We're back on
the
Sunday.
right?
All right. All right. Well, that's all I got for this St. Patrick's Day edition. Mark is wearing green. Linda's wearing green. Dr.
Yeah,
Gordon's wearing
socks.
green. He's not going to show you his green. And
No, we don't want to see it.
go Vols. Go Tigers. Rah rah.
How about them balls?
How about them Tigers? Woo woo.